even the mainstream media is decrying what they're doing. If we make these other Orwellian issues important as well, we can start turning the tide against it. We don't have a choice, and hence your manifesto, Big Brother, the Orwellian nightmare come true, Mark. I salute you on this book. Your other 3 books are excellent. This blows them away.
You know, this is not a conspiracy theory. There's no conspiracy theories in the book. I'm sorry if I'm just talking about patents and trade journals where they're saying that they're already testing cameras in Holland, and they're ready to implement them in London for the Olympics in 2012, where they listen to the streets. And if you yell at someone, or if the cameras detect that your voice is angry, the pitch, the volume, the tempo.
That's already been put in England.
Yeah, they're already testing. This is already coming out. So we don't have much time before we're living in the Orwellian nightmare. And it's very creepy. The social structure, the control of information, the perpetual state of war, the personification of the party, the telescreens, the snitch culture, the degraded and corrupted social relationships.
There's a global revolution against every canon of freedom. Telescreens going in 9,000 locations, saying spy on your neighbors. Forbes comes out today and admits docs reveal TSA plan to body scan pedestrians, train passengers. They're already doing it. It's all happening.
Listen, there's a case in India of a woman that was convicted of murder because a machine read her mind and said that she had experiential knowledge of the murder scene. So there's technology coming out that is already out, I guess. They're just unrolling newer and more advanced versions that supposedly reads your mind and can allegedly determine whether you have seen or heard something. So these machines have already convicted people of murder in foreign countries, and it's coming here. The Orwellian nightmare is going to come true if we do not all stand up, wake up, come together, stop being afraid, expose the false flag terrorism, and come together and restore the republic.
Well, Mark, let's walk through your book and the different chapters and why this is such an important tome.
Well, let's start off with Facebook Defriend Day. There's a whole section in the book about Facebook. And again, much of this audience may be familiar with this. So this is for the masses. This is for the people that aren't aware of these issues, or maybe the people that are just starting to care about what's going on. And so we're announcing Facebook Defriend Day. Just time to step back and think about the social implications of Facebook. People, there are police that are going on Facebook pages and arresting students for underage drinking using the photos that they've posted as the evidence. So just imagine the police are going on Facebook pages, finding photos of students, and then tracking them down and arresting them for underage drinking. This is Big Brother. This is what we're trying to fight. So Facebook Defriend Day, there's an article on Infowars.com that kind of details some of the Orwellian aspects of Facebook, not to mention just the social implications of the narcissism and the self-absorption that these websites, these supposed social networking sites, have created. But let's take another look at some of the creepy aspects that Facebook has
Before we do that, let me just add, it's like Google. You think you're going to the Oracle to get information, but it's actually tracking what you're thinking, what you're doing, where you're going to eat, what movies you're watching. It's building a detailed psychological breakdown on you. The same thing's happening with Facebook, and you've got the founder of it calling his users idiots, saying that they trust him, that they're morons.
Yeah, and there's new facial recognition software that's out that's going to identify everybody in every photo that's posted on Facebook, on the internet. There were apps that were created. I think they've been pulled from the app stores now, from Android and iPhone. There's apps that are created where you can take a photo of some random stranger, and using facial recognition software, it will search Facebook, MySpace, the internet, and find that person. That's creepy. That's the Orwellian nightmare. That's what we're going to have to start learning about. What are these social implications here? And what are we going to do? Are we going to live in a kind of world like this? And the way that they're rolling it out is through the fear of false flag terrorism, through dumbing us down, eroding the culture, painting foreign countries as enemies. Everybody in Iran must be an enemy. There's so many parallels between 1984 and our world here. Just listen to what Orwell wrote in 1949. He says, quote, "With all their cleverness, they had never mastered the secret of finding out what another human being was thinking." Well, Orwell was right on a lot of stuff, but he didn't think about the mind-reading machines now that
the
are...
most dangerous time was when you were asleep, when you might, give yourself up, in a word.
Yeah, he talks about, listen to this, I mean, the consciousness at war and therefore in danger makes the handing over of all power to a small caste seem natural, unavoidable condition of survival. I mean, this is prophetic, nearly. I mean, here we have, just let me go through another couple shocking quotes that I've pulled out of this book, and they fit right in with what's going on in our society today. We have, quote, in the past, no government had the power to keep its citizens under constant surveillance. The invention of print, however, made it easier to manipulate public opinion, and the film and radio carried the process further. We have become a culture of corrupt morons, but there's a glimmer of hope. Alex, I see the V for Victory campaign. I see everybody getting out there and educating people about these issues, poster campaigns, educational outreaches, and so I see the glimmer of hope here. And if we can just continue to educate people, get the word out, we can come together and...
Well, resistance, you're saying it. If we stand up, if we speak out, if we rebuke all this tyranny, it will fail. But if we decide it's a foregone conclusion that we're going to go into this tyranny, we're going to lose. Resistance is victory.
A false manufactured sense. This seems to be an organic Orwellian implementation of this technology, but it's been pulled and prodded behind the scenes from the Rockefeller Foundation, who actually recruited the head of the Identix, the #1 facial recognition software company. It was recruited in 1991. This guy, Joseph Attic, by the Rockefeller University, and he was funded by DARPA to create the facial recognition systems. And we've been talking about these. They're coming, they're coming, they're coming. Facial recognition systems have actually been tested 10 years ago in the Super Bowl.
And this is going to be used to buy and sell. It's going to be your new ID. The government, the social engineers admit this. And then if you're not a good globalist, it doesn't matter what you have to pay for your food with or your house. You're just shut down. And that's what Homeland Security has said. You're going to have TSA approval to own a gun, to have a job. This is total control.
It's total control. And let's look at the snitch culture. Everybody's being turned into a paranoid person, that there's terrorists around every corner. The if you see something, say something campaign from Walmart. It's becoming so unbelievably absurd.
Blatant.
It's time to start standing up, to speak truth to power. And if it's so hard sometimes to articulate some of these issues to people when you're new to this or when you're trying to introduce somebody to this kind of information. And so the YouTube videos, the books, these are the ways to eloquently and powerfully communicate these complex ideas in a pretty simple way.
Well, the new book, and we're going to walk through it and show the modern-day parallels that even surpass Orwell's nightmare vision. It's Big Brother, the Orwellian Nightmare Come True by Mark Dice. Only available for the next 3.5 months, and it's going to be everywhere. But if you want to distribute it, you want to carry it in your bookstore, give us a call, 888-253-3139. You want 1 copy, 2 copies, there's discounts on that. Help the alternative media, fund ourselves, but most importantly, get a powerful tool to further educate yourself and others. It's available at Infowars.com.
Don't you just laugh every time the news plays another story about a foreclosure bank or attorney under investigation, bankrupted, or being sued? Zero Debt has a program that stops foreclosure, guaranteed for at least 2 years without payments or attorneys. In fact, we show our members how to get the banks to pay their taxes and insurance while they stonewall the bank's collection process. We show you how it's possible to quiet the title in your name by using the bank's very own foreclosure process. Loan modification is a joke. The banks use that to take your money with nothing in return and keeping you in default. You've heard our ad before. We are not investors, bankers, attorneys, or real estate agents. We are a group of people just like you that are sick and tired of the housing crash. And we've helped thousands avoid foreclosure since 1993. Get free help now from ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com or call to talk with others who have already used our system. We'll show you how to save tens of thousands of dollars by using the foreclosure process to your advantage and save your home. Call 800-477-9256, 800-477-9256, or visit ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. Guaranteed to stop foreclosure.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Going solar for cheap is as easy as 1, 2, 3. If you want to go solar but thought the setup costs were too high, now you can build your own solar panels for less than $200. Don't laugh. We've sold over 45,000 solar do-it-yourself kits. Watch our introduction video at 123cheapsolarvideo.com. The video is free, but it won't last long. Save money on electric bills and get off the grid. Go to 123cheapsolarvideo.com right now. Our website again is 123cheapsolarvideo.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Have you ever consumed protein powder supplements? I have, and all of them don't taste that good, have artificial flavors, sweeteners, or unhealthy sugars. About a year ago, I was introduced to a new protein powder that changed my experience. This protein powder made me feel noticeably better, and it tasted more delicious than any drink I've ever had. Here's the experience of one satisfied user named Rich.
The term best of all worlds has been belabored to death. And yet I've just discovered a whey protein powder that truly deserves to be called best of all worlds. Best taste, by far. Best results, by far. You almost feel like you're cheating, that something that tastes that good could be so good for you. Thank you, Stephen and Cocoon Nutrition. One World Whey truly is the best of all worlds. The only way for me. Yours truly, Rich from Georgia. Real user, real happy.
Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld, WHEY.com.
They railed against the crown, another ragtag band.
Shifting gears, but continuing to look at propaganda. Fox News, a whole bunch of other publications are asking the question, is Charlie Sheen's world-setting Twitter presence an elaborate stunt? And they're asking all over the news, did he stage all this wild stuff he's saying on air? Is this all fake? And people are asking me this because it all started on my show last Thursday, and the answer is no. The Charlie Sheen I know never did drugs or alcohol in front of me, was focused, was really into politics. Then he went on a 7-month party, kind of relapsed. Then he's now completely off everything and is wild. You know, the media says having a manic episode is pretty normal when you kick hard alcohol and drugs overnight. But he's saying, I'm alive, and I'm not going to pull punches, and I don't care what you think of me. And so he's deliberately just being super bold in people's face because they canceled the rest of the season of 2.5 Men. That's why he's mad. Okay, so for the media out there, it's real. Okay, it's real. And people last week said, well, why did that happen on your show? Well, I was getting him on to talk about the fact that I've seen him, you know, when the nurse comes and urine tests him, he is clean. I was with him a few weeks ago. And then it turned into what you saw, and I didn't know what to think of it. But now Fox News and others report that the Sheening of America in less than a week, troubled actor Charlie Sheen becomes country's top pop culture icon. And now, you know, what are we going to see?